parents out there. This is Timothy Case.
And hey, pod people, this is Heather Jane.
And you're listening to
Pet Parlor,
a podcast by Blue Arrow Media about pet care and pet ownership. Today we have our own little pets with us.
Yeah, we got not Heather Jane, that's me. We got Godiva, we got Molly, and we got Jon Snow.
Molly stretching here going, I heard my name.
Yeah, she said, which supposedly she's supposed to be deaf.
Well, she's an old dog.
Yeah, she is an old dog, but I think she pretends. I honestly do, because she can hear the word T-R-E-A-T, but she can't hear, for some reason, it's when the fluctuation, when she's in trouble, for some reason, all of a sudden she's deaf.
Yep.
I think she's just very good at pretending.
Well, today's episode, we're continuing on with the wonderful subjects of different types of pets, and this one is small pets, rodents, in a sense.
Yeah, rodents or small pets, furry little bundles of joy.
So, what we're going through is like what types of pets are, or what types of small pets there are out there for you guys to purchase and to enjoy with your family. And we'll start in rodents with guinea pigs.
Mm-hmm. There are several types of different guinea pigs. We're going to name off a few today. The first time is the American.
It's pretty basic. It's the ones that you usually see in pet stores. Mm-hmm. There's the Abyssinian.
And then the next one is the Peruvian.
Peruvians kind of have that like weird cowlick look to them.
Yeah. No.
Then there's the Silky.
And then after that's the Teddy.
They kind of resemble like teddy bear hamsters.
Makes sense.
That way. The Texel.
Mm-hmm. And then the White Crested.
The Rex.
Himalayan.
No, the Himalayan. Those are like the extremely majestic looking ones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That looks like they have just locks and locks of hair on them.
Yeah, the ones that you usually see in like memes and stuff.
And there's one of my favorite, because I like some ugly things. The skinny pig.
Oh, yes, the skinny pig.
Which is kind of like a hairless pig, or guinea pig, except with its paws and on its nose.
It's gone on a diet.
Exactly. It looks beautifully ugly.
But we love ugly babies. Little baby creatures. Because they're all babies to me.
So, with guinea pigs, there's kind of some specific care that you should go on to them. But we're not going to go into like really big things, because that could be a whole episode by itself.
Yeah.
But we're going to give a little bit of basic stuff.
Just kind of touching the tip of the iceberg, sort of. Just mostly very important things that you should definitely keep in mind. Mm-hmm. But if you are an owner of any of these specific small animals or small pets that we talk about today, you're definitely going to want to research those individually more acutely to make sure that you know every single thing possible that you can about your pet, so that you know how to take care of them. So the first thing that we are going to talk about with guinea pigs and keeping them safe, for one, is they should be kept away from cats and dogs or other large animals for obvious reasons. Mm-hmm.
I used to have a miniature schnauzer in my family, and we had guinea pigs before. And that miniature schnauzer wanted to do nothing but kill those suckers.
That's sad.
And then about after a month, I had the same feeling with the miniature schnauzer. Because sometimes guinea pigs, they can get annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
That being said, if you want to get a guinea pig, don't let that deter you from it. They're actually little sweet animals.
They are. They're so cute, too. And they make those little sounds like...
Exactly. Another thing is they're easily stressed, so they require careful handling. Mm-hmm. One thing that I've made a mistake in when I was a kid, obviously, is I just went and grabbed for them. Mm-hmm. And that's not really something that you do with guinea pigs, because that's kind of a predatory thing.
Yeah,
like a hawk coming by and trying to snag them.
Yeah, one thing one of my family members used to do when we were kids, totally not me at all. I'm telling the truth, not me.
I see guilt in those eyes.
Not me, but they used to take their hamsters, and we'll get into hamsters in a minute, and they used to throw them up in the air and catch them because they thought that they enjoyed it. I can tell you, your guinea pig or your hamsters are not going to enjoy this. They do not know how to fly. They are not meant to fly. Do not try to teach them.
That being said, they're very social animals, but they're also very lazy animals. Mm-hmm. So they don't want to go out and run around and stuff.
The guinea pigs or the hamsters?
Just guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs, yeah.
So when you take it out, you're just pretty much cuddling it, holding it,
very
allowing
gentle.
it to walk a little bit on your chest.
Very gentle.
Just nothing really big. One thing is to give them a lot of greens.
Yes.
And carrots is another thing that they like more. When I was growing up, I noticed giving them carrots, or people said that giving guinea pigs carrots makes more sense than giving rabbits carrots, because guinea pigs go for carrots like crack.
And with that said, little tip for safety with small animals and small rodent.
Don't give them crack.
Yeah, don't give them crack. That. I was gonna say, don't stick your fingers in the cage, because they will think that they're carrots and they'll try to bite them. I can tell you a couple times that my finger almost got bit off by my sister. My sister's guinea pig. Not my sister.
Your sister's not a guinea pig.
My sister's not a guinea pig, and she did not bite my fingers off. But she used to have her own room because she was the oldest, and so as like a little security system in her room, she knew that if I snuck into her room, I wouldn't be able to resist petting the guinea pig. And so she got, I don't know if she did this purposely, but she got like the meanest a-hole of a guinea pig. And every single time I would try to pet it, it would always bite me. And so, of course, my sister would always know when I had snuck into her room, because I had bite marks all over my hands.
Another thing with guinea pigs, like I said, they're very social animals. And so sometimes they'll wind up getting lonely. And therefore, if you get 2 guinea pigs, preferably get them of the same sex if you don't want
or else
a
they
litter
can get territorial as well.
of guinea pigs.
Yeah.
That being said, pair them off. Have 2 pairs of guinea pigs so that they're not really lonely. Because a lot of the times when they're squealing and they're wanting, they're kind of wanting attention. They're lonely, or hungry.
Because animals can get depressed too.
Another thing is to have a solid bottom cage.
Yeah.
Most of the animals that we're going to be featuring will require solid bottom cages.
And what we mean by that is not like the cage mesh on the bottom, but like an actual tray that is a solid bottom. And sometimes they make them in metal, sometimes they make them in plastic. With some of these featured animals, though, you do need to be careful with plastic, because they will chew through them. Exactly.
And with guinea pigs, I would probably suggest more so metal, because they too tend to be a chewer.
But like metal would get for humans, metal does get cold.
Yes.
And so you definitely want to make sure that you're insulating those cages in whatever material the cage is made out of. You want to make sure that it's insulated. You want to make sure that they have lots of room to burrow and hide if need be, because they do like to burrow. They like to hide. And, give them a little house to play in, little house to give them their protection so that they feel safe, because the most vulnerable time that an animal ever feels is when they're asleep.
That being said, if you get a big exercise ball and try to put a guinea pig in it, it will not run around in it, because it'll think of it as more of a burrow, and he'll just stay in one place because it's an enclosure. That being said, they also need one of those water bottles, the little
ones with the little ball on the end that you push in and the water comes out.
Yes.
Yep, those. My siblings used to feed those to me. When I was a child, I'm the youngest, by the way, so
same here.
My older siblings always used to pick on me.
I understand your torture.
So they used to treat me like an animal and feed me with the little hamster water bottle.
There's also food bowls. You can find out any food bowl at a pet store. But they also are very big hay eaters.
Yeah,
so you'll need hay racks.
Before we go into the hay rack, one thing with the food bowls is back to that whole plastic thing. You need to be careful with what type of food bowl you give them, because some of these animals, especially guinea pigs and hamsters, will eat through plastic. And that's actually how I had a hamster that actually died that way.
They actually do make porcelain and metal food bowls for them. That being said, porcelain's probably the better one, depending on how much of a chewer they are. But definitely get chew sticks or chew things for them.
And on that note, let's go to hamsters, Tim. Now, what kind of hamsters are there? We know for sure. Okay, so the first
there are a lot of
there
hamsters.
are a lot of hamsters, and this isn't even the entire list of hamsters.
We didn't even get half of the list on ours.
There's a lot of different breeds of hamsters. So the first kind is the teddy bear hamster, and this is a fairly common one. They're very fluffy. They usually have longer hair. And they're a lot more friendly than, let's say, the dwarf hamster. The dwarf hamsters are little shits.
Well, it comes to the next two, is the Russian dwarf hamster and also the Syrian hamster.
Yeah.
Now, if you're planning on getting them, they're very beautiful little hamsters. They can be very social. That being said, they're very, very territorial. So when you get those hamsters, you can't get two hamsters with them.
Oh, yeah.
You can only get one hamster when it comes to the Russian and Syrian hamsters.
Yeah. We had my brother actually had a Russian dwarf hamster, and that thing was very territorial. We couldn't keep it in, because me and my sister both had we had teddy bear hamsters. And the teddy bear hamsters are pretty social. You can put them in cages together, and which is actually the mistake that I made, because my sister had two male hamsters and I had a female hamster, and I put them together to quotation marks play, and they started quotation marks playing, and a few weeks later they had babies.
Yep.
So, that's one thing to definitely keep in mind when your hamsters are air quotes, playing, end air quotes.
So, there's also Chinese hamsters. There's not really much of a difference with the Chinese. It's mostly just coloration.
And there's the Syrian hamster, too. We can't forget about that. The winter white, the golden.
Let's see, Chinese striped, European/field.
The Romanian and the Turkish. The Caucasian. There's the Caucasian.
You spelled Caucasian wrong.
Yes, I am aware of that. I am very aware of that.
The Robovoski.
I
think I said that one right.
Robovoski.
The lesser long-tailed, which that one's
Russian.
Yes.
Robovoski. The lesser long-tail. What were you saying about the lesser long-tail, Tim?
I've never seen a long-tailed hamster.
I have actually. I have. My sister used to have one. We had a lot of hamsters growing up.
There's the Tibetan rat-like. The gray rat-like.
I'm assuming that those are rat-like.
Hence why they're called rat-like. And migratory gray.
And that's the list that we have. There are extensions to this list. There's a lot more hamsters than we actually listed down here.
And some of those hamsters do require specific care too.
Yeah. For instance, with the whole territorial thing, you can't put two females together because they will get very territorial. And hamsters actually have cannibalistic tendencies, so they will kill each other and eat each other's heads, which is what happened to me as a child.
So, plan ahead, especially if you're planning on breeding hamsters. Kind of plan ahead that could be a possibility. So some of the things that you need to do with hamsters is they usually make pellet food for them.
Yeah, the hamster pellets are best for dwarfs and regular hamsters. Regulars being a breed.
Also, if you're planning on feeding them fruits and vegetables, kind of don't go crazy.
Yeah, go easy. Go easy on the fruits and vegetables. Offer them about a serving twice a week.
They're notorious for chewers. So you also get chew sticks and they call them chew toys sometimes, but it's mostly chew sticks and stuff.
Definitely
Loofahs.
Want to give them something to chew on, because like I said, I had a hamster that actually tragically died because it tried to eat its food dish, and the plastic actually got lodged in their throat. So you definitely want to give them something safe and non-toxic to chew on.
The next thing on our rodents section.
Well, one more thing about the hamsters. There is a little interesting thing, which I actually didn't know, is a constant supply of milk is actually beneficial for hamsters, especially for bred females, nursing females, and babies. But make sure that when you do give them milk, that you're removing it when it's sour.
All right. So the next one is mice and rats. We'll do that different episode.
Okay. And then a different episode, we're going to go more into the social behaviors of the hamsters. But let's
something that's specific to them.
Let's go on to mice, rats, and chinchillas.
Well, mice and rats, they're pretty much kind of the same thing for taking care of them.